Hi guys, welcome back to the Startup Cost Report. This is the final video of this particular report, and this one is showing you how to create your very own. My name is Kia and I'm from Cara Bookkeeping Specialist. We provide outsourced bookkeeping services to business owners and accountants. Now, because this video is going to be so short, super quick and easy for you guys, I just thought I would cover a couple of things that you might be noticing in the videos and financial toolbox reports that I'm actually providing to you. First of all of the reports that I've shown you in this series are completely free for you to download. All you need to do is drop me a message, go and visit my website. I will stick the link somewhere in the description box somewhere to where you can go to download these reports for yourself. They are completely free. If you choose to do that and you don't like the colors that I use in my reports, it's really easy to fix. You just go ahead, highlight the page and take off the colors. You can choose white or whatever color you want. It's entirely up to you. The reason I use colors in my reports is because I do like a splash of color. I have been told very often that accountants are boring people, and I don't think I'm very boring, so I do like to use colors. If you were using this report in a formal, any of these reports in a formal way in your business, just go ahead and either print them in grayscale or produce them in grayscale, or just remove the colors from them, and then you can go and use them as part of your business plan or in your financial reports in a formal basis. But if you're just using them for yourself and you do like a pop of color just like me, then go ahead, use your own colors, keep my colors. It's entirely up to you. So I just wanted to get that out there first of all. So let's jump into the report now and how you can create your own. I'm not starting from scratch with this one because, as I said, it is super easy. I'm just going to go ahead and describe to you what is happening in each section. So the first section of a startup cost report is the funds, the current funds and the initial investment. So initial funding and investment goes across the top, and these are your columns. You can have an estimated funds column, an actual cost column, and a difference column. And all of these calculations are basically add, subtract, and there's one multiplication. It's so simple. In the funding section, you want to have a list of all of the income or funds or investments that you have in your business. So you will have founder funding, which is you, other owners, other founders, other shareholders, for example, people who are directly involved in your business. And you might have 1, 2, you might have 10. It doesn't matter. You can list all of them down here and put as many rows as you need to do that. You will have loans. So these are external funding, bank loans, other types of loans, private loans, etc., money that you need to pay back, and other types of funding, so grants or anything else that you can think of. You've got family members who are not directly involved in your business but are willing to give you some money, and generally the loans will be ones that you have to pay back or things that incur interest, and other sources of funding will be things that maybe you don't have to pay back, for example. So that's kind of how you should think about breaking it down, your funding sections. And you will have in your estimated column, you will just go ahead and type the figures in. So we'll put in some fake figures here. So we've got 2 owners putting in £2,000 each. We're asking for a £1,000 bank loan from the bank, and the grant, we are eligible for a £350 grant, for example, and then Granny has given me £1,000 as well. These are completely fake and made up. I'm just showing you that quite literally all you are doing is typing in the numbers next to each income source. And at the bottom of the income source, you will have a total row. So in the total, you go ahead and you put a basic sum. That is equals SUM, open brackets, highlight all of the income sources, close the brackets and hit enter. And that is how you do the sum. And you do that for each group of the income. So the loans and the funding, and you have the sum here and here, and you do exactly the same in the actual side. To calculate the differences, it's very simply the actuals in the funding side, okay? So this is where it's a little bit different. The funding side, it is the actual figure minus the estimated figure. So let me show that to you. Equals, click on the actual figure, minus the estimated figure and hit enter. And then you can just go, once you've done it in the first time, you go and you use that little drag function there in the bottom right hand corner of the cell, and you drag that down and it does it for all of the rows for you. That's simple. We want a total funding section, so the balances basically, and this total funding section adds up the total founder funding, the total loans, and the total other funding. So let's show you that. You would just click equals one total plus another total plus the last total and hit enter. And that's how you get your totals, and you do that for both of those. Then we go down into the cost section, ever so slightly different. In your case, in your situation, you will know your own startup costs. They'll be unique to you and your business, and you need to list them down here, the ones that are relevant to you. Decide and determine the difference between your setup costs, those one-off costs that you're just going to incur for the very first time when you're starting your business, and then your regular running costs that are likely to come up in the course of running your business. And you want to separate them out. So choose your categories, do your research, either set yourself budgets if you have budgets for each of the categories, or if you've done your research and you know roughly how much it's going to cost, then go ahead and put that in. And so we're just going to go and put in some fake data here, 100 for that, and that, for example. So all these columns here in this F column, we're just typing in the figures exactly as you just saw me do. And then we have the total, which is again just another sum calculation. So we'll get rid of that, and it equals SUM, open brackets, highlight all of the rows there, close the brackets and hit enter, and that is your total setup cost. Do exactly the same for actual. The difference here on this side is estimated minus actual. So let's show you that. You'll go equals the estimated cost minus the actual cost and hit enter. And then once again, go into your little drag and fill function and drag that all the way down to the bottom of the rows. And exactly the same with your running costs. So let's put some fake costs in there. Okay, that's fine. And let's add £50 for you. Utilities actually. Yeah, £50 will be fine, and £50 for you. So you do exactly the same as what you just did up there in the setup cost section. And the total running cost is calculated in the same way. Equals SUM, open brackets, highlight all of your costs, close the brackets and hit enter. Exactly the same for the actual side. And the difference is estimated minus actual equals for the differences. Then we go and we calculate the number of months. So in a separate cell here, for example, I just type number of months, go across a couple of cells, and we will use the number of months for startup period, which comes from your cash flow forecast, as I explained in the previous video. If you do want to know a bit more detail about how to calculate that, please just drop me an email, let me know, ask the question in the comments. We'll go through that in more detail. I'm happy to explain that to you. We do it completely, go through the process entirely in the Business Builder course that I run. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. But you will calculate your number of months for your startup period to work out what is your startup period. And here is a basic multiplication. This is the total running cost times the number of months. So equals total running cost times the number of months that your startup period is, and that gives you your total running costs for the startup period, and it's exactly the same for the actuals as well. It's the actual running cost times the number of months. And the difference is calculated in the same way. And then we have our total, our balance of our startup costs, which is the total setup cost plus the number of months total, the bottom total here. So 5,920 is 4,600 plus this total here, and that gives you your total startup cost. And then the funds remaining is the deficit, which is your total funding minus your total startup costs. Very, very simple and easy. So that's it. That's how you create your very own startup cost report. Please remember that this is essentially, it's almost like a cover page for your startup cost report, and behind it you do need to go and put all of your backups, all of your details, all of your explanations for what you need the money for, how you're going to spend it, where you're going to spend it, when you spend it, etc., and what the expected result is, and how you're justifying your costs. If you are seeking for loans and investments that you need to pay back, you need to be able to prove how you're going to be able to make the repayments. And if you're seeking for grants, for example, that have eligibility criteria, then you're going to want to describe and defend how you're going to use that grant money specifically to meet the eligibility criteria. So it's really that simple. If you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm always available, happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the video useful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.